Hello, gorgeous humans. I am coming to you a little bit later with this Instagram live today because I've taken the morning to myself. I decided to not really do much work, and I did a breathwork session, which was incredible. And yeah, just taking some time to myself and reflecting and journaling and that sort of thing, which is so important to do every now and then. And in the midst of all of that, I've realized a couple of things about myself. And with that, I guess I have a confession to make. And that is that through my kinesiology practice, a lot of people view kinesiology very differently. But whilst there's a big component that is emotional and psychological, like I had to study a lot of psychology, I had to study a lot of emotion, I had to study a lot of anatomy and physiology and nutrition. So it was very complex. It was a 4-year course. And I also studied a lot of energy work. So realistically, at my core, I am an energy worker. And my confession is such that I've noticed that I've kind of shied away from talking about that and from even putting that up on my social media because I have a fear of being judged for it, because it's not necessarily mainstream. It's somewhat unusual. I've been doing it for a really long time, and even before kinesiology, I would do a lot of energy work. I would do tapping. I would do a lot of other different modalities that I really resonated with. And so I guess this is sort of a coming out of sort, that I've been an energy worker for 8 years, like officially 8 years. And I actually love it. And it's something that I find really quick progress with a lot of my clients. So just to clarify a couple of things around what an energy worker is and what energy work is. So basically, an energy worker is someone, hey, Alice, it's good to see you. An energy worker is someone who works with the subtle energies of the body, and they include, but are not limited to, meridians, which is the flow of energy through the body, your chakras, which is your energy centers. They're actually not just up your center line, that you've actually got chakras all over your body. And your auras, which is basically the layers of energy that protrude outside of you. So those are just some of the most common ones that I work with. I also do timeline and lifetime progressions and regressions, which means I can do past life, I can do rebirthing, I can do future progressions and that sort of thing. I do a lot of intuitive work. So I get a lot of feedback from different subtle energies through my intuition, through different inspirations. Sometimes I'll see an object, sometimes I'll have a smell, sometimes I'll hear words or see words, sometimes I'll get an impression that there's someone. It's really hard to kind of pinpoint, but I'll usually get a lot of different inputs that kind of lead me to asking certain questions. And that's how a lot of my coaching sessions go, is that I follow that intuition a lot. I also use a lot of muscle testing to isolate what is the priority for my clients to be working on. I actually use muscle testing for everything because it's amazing. I work with some Australian bush flower essences, and I've got a ton of different traditional trainings in modality, like traditional modalities and healing techniques and that sort of thing, as well as a little bit of shamanic work. So it's very varied, but it is what I find, it's what Western health doesn't address, basically. It's basically the mind, body, spirit connection, all three combined. You can't just look at a person as just a body or just a set of emotions or just the spiritual aspect, because our selves are all three, which is why my Falling in Love with Self course has those 3 modules in it: the mind, the body, and the soul. So that's a little bit of what energy work is. And then there's like, why do I focus on relationships if I'm an energy worker, right? Totally makes sense. So basically, our whole life experience relationships are the basis for our complete life. So we think that relationships just have to do with interpersonal relationships, but that's just one aspect of relationships. We actually relate to every single thing that we experience in life. We have a relationship with food. We have a relationship with money. We have a relationship with clothes, with the sun, with things. We have a relationship to emotions, to experiences, and to dreams, even like what it is that we want to see. We are able to influence how our lives are based on the health of those relationships to each of those components of our lives. So that's why I love to focus on relationships. And yes, it's true that the relationship I focus on most is the love relationship. But basically, I love to focus on the relationship with yourself, because once you've got that down pat, once you have your relationship with yourself down pat, the relationship that you have with everything else automatically changes. Automatically. Because the way you've treated yourself will impact every single thing in your life. If you want to experience rapid change, and I do have a masterclass called Create Rapid Change. If you want to experience rapid change, the fastest way to do that is to experience and learn self-love practices. So basically, one of the reasons why I am focusing a little bit more on dating, and if you're paying attention, it's actually relating to a lot of different relationships, but the main focus is going to be on dating, because it's something that I struggled with for a long time, honestly, and I found it hard to sort of figure out where I fit and how self-love fits in, and how to attract some really decent guys. Like, I've had the privilege of dating a lot of really high quality, incredible men, but I just hadn't found one that I felt comfortable settling down with, and now I have, and I'm really enjoying where I'm at with him, and that's something that I would love to give to other single women out there who are looking for that as well. So I guess the idea of marrying and combining the energetic work with the relationship work is such that we're able to work on things that we're not necessarily conscious of. I'm able to help women to clear a lot of these energetic blocks that you don't even necessarily know are there, but that are stopping pretty incredible things from coming into your life. And that's what I'm passionate about. It's what I do for myself. It's what I've done for myself for a long time. It's what I do for those that I love. And that's why I feel so drawn to bring it to the online space, is because I feel as though there are other people out there that can benefit from this. And if I can help them, then that's worth it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you can forgive me from holding back on all this energetic space. If you want to have a look at a couple of the energetic practices that I have done and do, there is a free book that you can go to on the link in my Instagram bio. And the book is called Becoming You. I know you can get it on Kindle and Amazon, but you have to pay on there. And you can just go to my website and get that for free. Oh yeah, you can go to my website too, which is wildwomanfree.com. And yeah, just go to there's like free resources there. So go and download them and work through some of those energetic clearings that I've got in that book. Particularly, there's also a ton of journal prompts in the book. And there is also a PDF journal prompts for downloading as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Instagram Live, and I am sending you so much love.